What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew L. Case, and you are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is January 22nd, 2024. I'm here with my co-hosts, as usual, Jude A. Jackson and Kevin A. Lewis. Jude, say what's up to the people.
Hey everyone, hope things are going well. As you can see, we're a bit wide right today. Get it?
Okay, Tony Kornheiser. All right. Kev just put a little extra grip to his brim. The brim is low, so we know.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What does that mean? Why was that the bar you chose? Why? For what?
I mean, the Bills lost wide right, so just had to pay some homage to it. That's all.
Jude is feeling himself tonight.
I don't know how long I'm gonna last like this, bro. Like if you see my connection, if you see the picture just go, I'm not coming back.
It's not technical difficulties.
No, I'm out of here. No.
Oh my goodness.
Kev, how was your weekend?
Oh, good, man. Just good football. Spent some time with friends. Same old.
Good football, definitely good football. My weekend was cool, definitely, which was with you guys in spirit, I guess, on the Discord, chatting it up, talking about football and stuff like that. Actually, a good weekend, 3 good games. Depending how you look at it, which fan you are. If you're a fan of a certain team, maybe not, but definitely good weekend. We got some news for those who don't know. Yay! We got a sponsor. Middle Initial Podcast
champagne
is sponsored by Dubby. The tagline, be better. Dubby is a genderless energy brand that has, I'm reading this, sorry. A Dubby is a genderless energy blend with 0 sugars, calories, or fillers. So fans of MIPod using using our link or the promo code MIPod69, you will receive 10% off your order. So grab a Dubby. Rub a dub, however you want to do it. But yes, definitely get a W. That's one of our sponsors. And please don't forget, just because it's one sponsor, and we're not greedy, but still, Dazzlecool 2. Dazzlecool2.com is still a sponsor. Make sure you go to dazzlecool2.com and use promo code MIPod69 and get 10%. And you can too look as smooth as I do. With the off-brand shots, more to come. Dazzlecool2.com and my pod 69 and get 10% off your order.
Yo, man, the day I get tired of laughing at that, just kill me, bro. I don't want to be here no more. The day that I get tired of laughing at that, just kill me. It's clear that I don't want to be here no more if I ever get tired of laughing at those photos.
But hey, look, we got 2 sponsors. Just wanted to start off the day that way. So for those who are living under a rock, 2 sponsors. I feel great about that. Let's start the show.
You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Drew, Kevin, Case, and in case you missed it, get your spirits lifted. Man, New York's getting covered just to be specific. When the beast will kick it, you get back. Yeah, listen one time, I promise you come back. Now we switching up a topic, you know that we come pack. And I don't want to say it, but bitch, we want blacks. In fact, we need that. Cause ain't nobody talk like the boys. It don't matter who you like or employ. We've been the best for a minute. Big brains could've went to MIT, but we like talking shit. Here's the MIP.
Oh, yeah. NFL divisional round of football. Where do we begin? Let's start with, of course, Chiefs versus Bills. I believe it's for the first time in Pat Mahomes' career, he was the road team in the playoffs. And they took the show to Buffalo. And for the second week in a row, Buffalo Bills fans came out to shovel snow. Listen, it's if you love your team that much and they offer you $20 an hour, I don't know if they're giving free tickets or something like that. Hey,
you think they were giving them free tickets?
Right.
You must be crazy.
I personally wouldn't be shoveling snow in MetLife, not at all. But maybe if it was like a AFC championship, if they offered that to an AFC championship, maybe. But what is
brother? You gonna make me start off with the show with this? Bro. You have a wife and multiple kids. You're not shoveling no fucking snow. I don't give a fuck what the context is. Knock it off.
Maybe 50 an hour.
No,
50?
you're not. They didn't offer 50. They offered 20.
They offered 20.
They didn't offer 50. If they offered 50, I would never make a joke about it. They offered 20 to shovel snow, to sit in fucking Orchard Park to watch their weak ass football team get their shit pushed in for what, a 5th consecutive year?
Yes. Of course, the headline for some is wide right. Oh man, shit. We talked about that from before. I think that was the Giants. I think it was Bills Giants was the wide right, infamous wide right call, which is almost, I think that's almost 20, 30 years ago now.
I'm not going to.
I think so. I think it was 94, right? Or 95, something like that.
93, something like that. I'm not 93. It's definitely like 94.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. So, man, where do we begin? Okay, let's start here. The Kansas City Chiefs are giving me Golden State Warrior vibes. They're not supposed to be where they're at right now, considering everything. And I'm not talking about the McCole Hardman fumbles. I'm just talking about the totality of the season. Like, this is probably Mahomes. This is Mahomes' worst year statistically. Their worst record statistically as well. I think they finished 11-6, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No weapons really on offense. But let me not say that. Pacheco has definitely stepped up.
And Rice is good.
And
besides them,
Rice, I mean of Kelsey, of course, but besides them,
I don't think I need to say in there. Yeah, right. 87, 4, and 10, and then the rest of them is weak.
Yeah, weak sauce. Defense definitely stepped up this year, big time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch all of the game. Forgot what I was doing. I didn't watch all of the game, but I caught what mattered the most. Most importantly, the McCole Hardman fumble.
Can we talk about the McCole Hardman fumble for a bit? Because before that bailed out the worst decision I've ever seen in a while. They decided Damar Hamlin is apparently a Make-A-Wish. He's apparently a Make-A-Wish kid.
I'm so glad you said that, and I'll hit you with one sentence before I give it to Case.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Damar Hamlin got a fake punt on 4th and 5 in a football game, and that might not have been the worst decision made in that 10-minute time frame. Fuck the game. The 10-minute time frame is outrageous. Keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, it's not even that they went for it. Going for it is fine. They should have gone for it. It's the fact that you do Damar Hamlin. Yes, they had 10 men. Damar Hamlin, fresh from where he went, it's not running 5 yards.
Where he went? Where did he go?
Yo, I was listening to the phrase like
where he went. Where did he go?
Where did he go, Jude? Peru.
Sorry, I didn't mean like that. I'm sorry.
Are you referring to that time he died?
Right.
Are you referring to that? You could just said it.
Yes.
Where he went? Like,
8 minutes and 23 seconds into the show. We're off the rails.
All I'm just saying is that I don't get putting him in that situation.
Nobody did except the Bills.
I mean,
they had 10 men on the field. But the thing is, it's like there are better things to do, like have Josh Allen on the field, run Josh Allen back out there and run the play. But Sean McDermott
deeply unserious franchise.
Charles said Sean McDermott must have thought he was shooting a Disney movie. It's like, because when you think about it, that is definitely a plot of a movie. Like someone says,
100%.
Yeah, 4th and 5.
The guy who almost died being a hero.
Right.
It's 100% a Disney plot. Yeah, it's not. This is real life though, Sean. It's real life. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
This is the man who his inspirational speech was about box cutters. So I'm pretty sure in his sadistic mind.
I am shocked that the 9/11 enthusiast made a stupid decision. You don't say. I'm shocked.
This is going to work, guys. Like Damar Hamlin, who hasn't played a single snap.
They will never see this coming.
They'll never
see this coming.
Put them on the field.
Did you think they saw them coming the day they hijacked those planes? That's probably what he said. That was definitely set up to walk through, bro. Do you think they saw it? Do you think they saw it coming when they hijacked those planes? That and the camaraderie and the teamwork. Yeah.
It's a glitch in the Matrix that Sean McDermott said that, and they went on like this crazy run. Like that's a glitch in the Matrix. Because most
they gave him the game ball after they beat who was the Jets or
Kansas City? I think it was probably Kansas City.
It was probably Kansas City.
Yeah, but they gave him the game ball, and I heard people saying, "We got your back, coach." I'm like, "Yo, whoever said that, I'm not going to be in that locker room like we got your back, bro. We won. Let's hope. Let's keep. I think they had to keep winning just for people to forget. Like, yo, bro, we have to keep winning. Because if that was the inspiration for them to change, like, yo, the only way this goes away is if we keep winning. Let's keep winning games.
But giving Harmon the ball, giving Harmon the ball on the goal line was because the thing is, it's like the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes could run it in, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
fucking Pacheco.
Yeah,
any of them. Like, I'd rather give Tony Gonzalez the ball. Is he busy? Is he busy?
Is Priest Holmes available?
What about Larry Johnson? He might not know where he is, but is he available?
Is Elvis Gerback in the building?
What about Brody Croyle? Is he available?
Oh my goodness.
Eddie Kennison, is he there? Is he available?
Is Marcus Allen available? Anybody. But McCole Hardman and that's
Jamal Charles, what is he fucking doing? Gotta be somebody better than fucking McCole Hardman. What are we doing, bro?
Oh my god!
Did anyone contact Priest Holmes? Is Priest Holmes in the building? Like
anybody? Elvis Gerback, somebody, anybody? Fucking Matt Castle, is he busy?
Fuck it, Alex Smith, suit up.
Bring the prosthetic leg too. I got it.
Relax. You're not going to disrespect Alex Smith here.
Bring that grilled hot dog of a leg. And put one in for 6.
He gonna take the leg off and whack a defender with it.
we
don't flag him. He gonna be like, bro, I didn't know that was illegal.
Right. Andy Reid. Andy Reid's a brilliant offensive mind. And I think sometimes, just like the McDermott thing, it's just like, hey, no one's going to see this coming. And it doesn't affect that no one's seen it coming. It's just McCole Hardman is just incapable of doing anything positive on offense. I don't think McCole Hardman has done anything positive on offense outside of his first play back at Kansas City in the regular season. Was it a 23-yard catch or something like that? I don't think he's done anything positive. Right. Yeah, outside of that. So bro,
you're at the line. Like, there's no reason to even be cute, bro. Like, Pacheco runs like he's mad at everybody. Just give him the fucking football. It's not complicated. I promise you, it's not.
Pacheco's nickname should be contact information, because it's like everything is just like any type of contact. It's like contact list.
He runs like he has no regard for anybody's safety, especially his own.
Yo, when they iced the game, and I thought they had him down for 4 yards, and he ended up running for like 8 or 9. And then the last run to ice it was like a 3-yard powerful run, like on demon time. Bro,
he's good.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't they give him the ball in that situation? I don't know. The game should have been. It shouldn't even been that close.
Mahomes missed the throw early in the first half too.
He did.
Yeah, he missed a couple of throws. Yeah, so it's like it's not as close as it looked on the scoreboard.
No, the scoreboard is definitely not telling the full story. But like I said, I caught the parts that mattered, and that was like the crucial drive. And I'm looking at the clock, and I'm looking how the Bills are operating down the field. It made me feel like 10. They went for it on 4th and 4, and they got it. And I'm like, all right, they're going for the win. They're not going for overtime, especially their history and their record of overtime. I didn't think they wanted to repeat history. And you guys are my witnesses. In the Discord, I said there's not going to be any overtime tonight. I said there's no overtime. I said there's not going to be any overtime tonight.
Yeah.
And they went to play for overtime. And Bass shanked the shit out of that kick.
Yeah,
that wasn't even close, bro. That was a slider in. That wasn't even close. No overtime. They lose in regulation. I know a lot of Jets fans are happy about that. Jude, what were your thoughts after he missed that field goal?
Well, first, I mean, it's kind of if the Bills can't, someone in the group chat I'm in, they compared this whole Bills Chiefs thing to like Rockets versus Warriors a few years back, where it just felt like the Rockets would never beat the Warriors when it mattered. And honestly, it's looking like the Bills are the same way right now.
I'm so upset that you said that because I was 1,000% to compare Josh Allen to James Harden. But 1,000% plan on that. But go ahead.
But I mean, it's pretty much like right now. I mean, if Josh Allen can't beat Patrick Mahomes at home with the offensive weapons Patrick Mahomes has, when is he going to beat him? When? That's serious. Like, this is the weakest Chiefs team. They got to face them at home. Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game. You can't beat them now. When are you going to beat them? That's the big takeaway. Is that it feels like they have a ceiling right now. The ceiling is pretty much divisional round loss, maybe an occasional championship loss. And Josh Allen, great quarterback, probably top 5 at worst. I am not sure if they're ever going to get a championship out of him. I could be completely wrong. But right now, hot takey, I'm just not sure they're going to get a championship out of him with the core they have right now. This is probably the 13 seconds game was the best shot they had. And right now, they just wasted it. I mean, look at the end of the game, for example. What was it? It was bad situational awareness because it was 2-minute warning and then 2 straight throws at the end zone. I mean, I get you want to end the game right there, but they had 2 timeouts in like 2 minutes. Patrick Mahomes. Why not milk the clock down? Why not take the apparently across those flats across Josh Allen's face?
I think that's unrealistic to expect, though, because nobody's going to do that. Like, yeah, we can sit there and say that shit from the comfort of our desk chairs. Like, them dudes are not like, we got to be scared of Patrick. Like, they're just not operating that way. I personally think you should operate with a healthy amount of fear. Like, not like crippling fear, because I think Sean McDermott borders on crippling fear, and I'll get more into that when I start ranting in about 5 minutes. But you should operate with the requisite amount of fear. Like, and you should fear Mahomes. He's done this to you already. He's done this to everybody. But because you got the worst of them. So yeah, I agree, but they're just not going to do that. This is what it is. But go ahead, keep on.
Yeah, and then they're setting for like a 40-yard field goal in those crazy conditions. And I also want to give a special shout out to that Bills fan who cried, because thank you, CBS, for finding that random Bills fan who cried like crazy. It was like that soulful like funeral cry. So thank you for CBS for that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I had a
crying football fans. And one last thing, I'm so glad Josh Allen's not in, because we don't have to hear Tony Romo pretty much give him fellatio for a good 3 hours next week. We can get some good football, Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. We don't have to see Tony Romo say, come on, Josh, you can do it. Coax someone along, like you're coaxing someone along through like sex or something. Like, hey, come on, Josh, you know what you got to do. You know you got to take the check downs, take what they're giving you, Josh. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah, Romo's definitely become a bit of a meddler.
I guess it's 5,000, bro.
He be doing the most. But one thing that you touched on, Kev, about being fearful, I think that's what I was watching. I'm like, okay, the reason why I said it's not going to be overtime, not because I felt like the Bills were going to lose. I just felt like you can't play to go to overtime, because you just you like
there's no guarantee you get there. Like, on top of everything else,
no guarantee you get there. Your record isn't good in overtime. You just lost a overtime game. Maybe maybe 5-6 weeks ago. Before the streak, they had lost an overtime game. Like, I felt like either they were going to go down and win, or they're going to go down and tie it, and then the Chiefs are going to come down and win. I just didn't feel like overtime was not in the cards that night. What I didn't expect was the pussyfied stuff after Allen missed the touchdown pass to whoever that was, Shakir or whatever that was.
Yep, Shakir.
Now, of course, Chris Jones pushes off the line into him, slight bump. I don't think it messed him up that bad, but it messed him up enough. But then to go 2nd and 9 and not say, let's try to throw another screen pass. Let's try to throw something intermediate, because there's still enough time to get another first down. There's still enough time to burn more clock. We have 2 timeouts. We're still not in the red zone. Let's get deep. Let's get in.
Wait, what? I thought the Shakir miss was on 2nd down. I'm pretty sure.
That was on 2nd down.
Right. No, that was 2nd down. And then the third
2nd
down,
and 9. 2nd and 9.
Right, and then the third down, Josh didn't take Kincaid right in front of him, and
and ran and threw it away. So but it didn't feel like they were saying this is 4-down territory. They felt like they were settling, especially after the miss. I was like, all right, this is still 4-down territory. you don't necessarily have to go for the field goal, especially if you get it down to like 4th and 2. Probability analytics, you probably should go for it, and the 3, but they didn't even get the opportunity. So just watching it, I felt like the air was changing, like they were really going to go down and score a touchdown, and they didn't. So I mean, that's, to me, playing it too safe at that point in time was the wrong idea, especially going forward on 4th and 4, pretty much in your own territory. I don't know. Coaching is weird, bro. Coaching is weird, but I know you have something to say. The floor is yours.
Many somethings. All right. So, first of all, let me make myself clear. My opinion here is I don't feel like we have to go into every single football game and search for the person to blame or the people to blame. I don't. Now, if you force me to blame somebody, I am laying everything at the feet of Sean McDermott for reasons I will explain in a little bit, right? Now, with that said, not everybody shares the same viewpoint I share. They damn sure don't on TV. You could scroll Twitter at any point. You see all kind of flip-flops and heavy-handed opinions, and this guy can't do this, and he ain't this, and he's locked in, and he ain't shit 2 minutes later. You see a lot of that shit, right? Now, given how everybody speaks about players, great players, and quarterbacks, how Josh Allen gets celebrated this much for losing baffles the fucking mind. Like, let me make myself clear. I'm not saying this as an insult, and I'm not using the term loser as a pejorative. Josh Allen is a loser. That's all he's done. I'm not saying this like loser, like in the typical sense. You know what the fuck I mean. Yeah, he's lost the final game of every single fucking season he's been in the NFL. That's what I'm telling you. He is a loser. Okay? Right. Mm-hmm. And Mahomes gets him again. Mahomes and the Chiefs get him again. Mahomes has now made 6 AFC title games. And I'm not even sitting here asking you to get on TV and praise Mahomes. I get how boring that is. Fine. You don't want to? Go ahead. Do you. But number one, and this is the most important thing, and I said this shit's the same goddamn thing last year. Stop putting 17 in the same fucking sentence as 15. He doesn't belong there. Period. 15 is in his own tier. 17 does not have the accolades. Never beats him in meaningful games. 8 has 2 playoff wins. Lamar has 2 playoff wins. They're not there. They're not. Period. And part of my annoyance with how they are covered is Allen and Lamar essentially play the same style of football. It's cool for one of them, and we put them in the same tier as Mahomes whenever he does something. And with Lamar, it's always he has to do more. He has to do X. He has to do Y. He has to do Z. He has to hand out the towels. He has to make sure the pregame food is great. It's always something else he got to fucking do. But Josh Allen goes out there. They score 0 fourth quarter points. We are dissecting the last 3 plays of that damn game like it's a 25-page college paper, and we're professors. And yet this morning we get up and it's, oh, poor Josh. At least he tried his best. Why? What if you're gonna tell me that Josh Allen is either at or near the same level as Patrick Mahomes, then you can't cover him this way. It doesn't make sense. What is the standard? If the standard is he is that guy, he's in that tier, he's near that tier, he can't be covered this way. Again, I'm not saying to blame that man for yesterday's loss. I'm not. It was not on him. Sometimes you just lose. I view him the same to bring back Juice Comp. I view him the same way I view the Harden era Rockets. They were just great in the wrong era. That shit happens. They were great in the wrong. Most other eras, Harden's Rockets have at least one chip. They were the best team in the NBA, not named the fucking greatest team to ever be assembled, which was the fucking KD Warriors. So that shit happens. You can't control that. That's fine. But we don't view Lamar Jackson reasonably. We fried Dak Prescott. We don't even expect shit out of Dak Prescott. and like so the race baiter or the people who think I a race baiter, everybody race baits, fine. I'll throw in a white dude just for the fun of it. We fried Kirk Cousins for failing. Kirk Cousins. Nobody expects shit out of Kirk Cousins. We fried him for failing. Nobody expects anything out of Kirk. Like Kirk cooked up the Giants last year in the playoffs. Granted, so did everybody else. He cooked up the Giants last year in the playoffs. All we heard about was the 4th and 8. Granted, it was ridiculous that he threw that shit 1 yard. That was ridiculous. But that's all we heard about. The other 59 minutes didn't fucking matter. And that's Kirk Cousins. Nobody expects Kirk to do shit. He gets on national TV. He soils himself. We know the story. And yet we hold him to a higher standard and we kill him for falling short when we expect him to fall short. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you put this dude in the same fucking breath as a guy who has literally never not made the AFC title game. Not once. 6 years. He's never not come AFC title game, come championship weekend. Mahomes has been there every year he has started. And you want to put 17 in the same company, then treat him the same way. That's all I'm asking you. Because I done seen the shit about Lamar. And some of it is fair. I'm not here to argue. Hell, I think Allen and Lamar personally, I think it's comparable. You could pick whoever you want. It's a pick 'em to me. But I don't ever hear, is Lamar better than Patrick Mahomes? I never hear that. Lamar and Josh Allen's resume looks the fucking same to me. They have a similar amount of playoff success, right? One got 2 MVPs, one doesn't. Josh Allen's trophy case is as empty as a politician's soul. That's the fact. That's what happened. He ain't got no trophies, none. That shit is empty. You knock on that shit and you hear it down the block. It's empty. He ain't got. Does he
have all pros? Any all pros? Does he have that?
No, bro.
Wow.
No, he has never. He's not a first team all pro. Never won an MVP. No fucking AFC titles. Obviously, no Super Bowls. No bitches. No glory. No nothing. Nothing. Like, why are we doing this? Like, we spent all of this yesterday to today sympathizing with the fucking loser instead of actually looking at the guy who gets him out of here every year. And again, I don't care if you praise Mahomes. Do you? I'm not requiring that. I like the guy. I will praise him myself. I don't need nobody else to do it. But if you're going to fucking parade this guy around every time he fucking does something successfully and tell me he's in the same breath as Mahomes or close to the same breath as Mahomes, I'm asking you to actually cover him like he is. Because we don't ever, with guys who are that good, we don't ever do the, oh, well, man, he just couldn't get it done. That sucks. We don't, especially when you continually don't get it done. Listen, Josh Allen has won, the Bills have won 5 playoff games in Josh Allen's era, right? One of them, as a matter of fact, I wrote this shit down. One of them was against the Skylar Thompson quarterback Miami Dolphins. One was against the Mac Jones quarterback New England Patriots. Another one was against the Mason Rudolph quarterback Pittsburgh Steelers. Another one was the Indianapolis Colts quarterback by Phillip Rivers corpse. And then you have the Ravens, right? That's what happened. And color me not impressed by that. I'm not. His playoff resume says what it says. I'm not saying the man's been bad. He has not been bad. But he ain't that guy. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being that worse, the third best quarterback in the sport. Why are we so invested in putting him in company he doesn't fucking belong in? But he has nothing to show for it. If he had a ring, fine. At least I could squint hard enough and understand your case. That man that man got to get tickets to see the Super Bowl, just like all of us. He got to get tickets to see the Super Bowl. He got to go to a Super Bowl party, just like all of us. He ain't never played in it. And mind you, the two best quarterbacks, or 2 of the 3 best quarterbacks in AFC besides him, are Mahomes and Joe Burrow. You tell me what Josh Allen's record is against those dudes in playoff contention. I'll tell you, 0-3, fucking 4. 0-4. 0-4. But we run a pity party. All right. Enough with Josh Allen. The Sean McDermott thing. Okay. We all saw the Buffalo Bills season. Listen, this will color my analysis. And if you've listened to this show at all, you understand. I don't view turnover the same way other people do. A lot of people think interceptions are a jailable offense. Or act like it's a jailable offense. I don't. I think we need to contextualize them. I think that no risk it, no biscuit. I think a lot of things, right? Okay. Sean McDermott looked around at that team this year. Mind you, they've been getting killed by defensive injuries from jump. So, like, their defense has been compromised from jump, right? That's a proper context to apply here. He looked around and said, you know what? You know who the problem is? The OC is the problem. Because we turn the ball over too much. It's insane that that's the conclusion drawn here. They then bring Joe Brady in and then turn Josh Allen into rocket-armed Alex Smith. And shut up, Jude. I'm not saying this shit to disrespect Allen. I am simply telling you what happened. Josh Allen threw 16 passes at or behind the line of scrimmage yesterday. 16. That is Alex Smithian. That's what they asked Brock Purdy to do, right? Because Brock Purdy got 8,000 all pros on his fucking offense, right?
Yes.
So they looked around with their injury compromised defense in a conference where you're going to have to, at minimum, get past the Chiefs, who you don't get past, and or the Ravens. And they looked around and thought the problem was, you know what we need to do? We need to make Josh Allen into a pared down game manager. And listen, they almost made the AFC title game. I'm not here to act like taking some decision-making power away from Josh Allen is not the wildest idea on the planet. I'm not here to argue that. Now, the flip side of it is I already touched on his playoff competition. But the fact of the matter is Josh Allen's played now, 10 playoff games. He's thrown 3 picks. And they weren't and 2 of them came in one game against the Dolphins, that wild-ass game, whatever. 2 of them came in one game, right? So his decision-making from that aspect, that specific aspect, has not been a problem. And go look at the games they lost. And here's where the McDermott shit annoys me. Every single one of them is their defense gets walked up and down the field. That's not about 17 or what he's not doing. Their defense gets walked up and down the field. And last I checked, Sean McDermott's a defensive genius, a defensive wizard. That's what the fuck he got hired for, correct? That's what he got hired for. Their defense gets walked up and down the field, and as always is with defensive coaches, well, a lot of them, they are delusional about their own defenses to the point where they're just like, you know what we got to do? We got to make our life easier for our defense by not turning over the ball. Do you think you can make their life easier by scoring more points, dickhead? Like, you think you can make your life easier by scoring more fucking points? Josh Allen goes out there, he throws 4 touchdowns. He has a good time. He might throw a pick in there. Chances are, regardless of that, you're going to win. Listen, taking decision-making power from Josh Allen in a vacuum is fine. When half your fucking defense is out, and we're talking about going through Mahomes and or Lamar Jackson, you're not doing that running the 2020 Titans playbook. You are not. They can say whatever they want. You're not. And also, and I'll close with this. The idea that you can't fire Sean McDermott because, oh shucks, that's just Mahomes. That's the thing he does, and he's just great. And okay, so Mahomes not retiring no time soon. So you're just gonna keep running back McDermott until that? Like, I don't understand what the logic is with that. Because personally, the way I look at coaches, I kind of look at quarterback. I kind of look at it like a different version of the quarterback discussion. If you ain't got the guy, you need to find him. That's it to me. And there's like 3 irreplaceable coaches. If you want to say don't fire Sean McVay, be my fucking guest, obviously. You want to say don't fire Kyle Shanahan? Personally, I think he does some shit that's kind of weird and might actually cap himself, but that's another topic for another day, right? You want to say don't fire him, be my guest. Mike Tomlin, fine, be my guest. There's like 5 dudes who are on that list. Sean McDermott's like the fucking 13th best coach in the NFL. What the fuck are we doing? And on top of that, what makes it the stupidest thing about the keep Sean McDermott argument is this. First of all, there's 2 proven head coaches that are better than him. Like, we know Jim Harbaugh is a better coach. We know Bill Belichick is a better coach, correct? So I'm not even asking you to fire. If you need a proven guy, I'm not asking you to hire a coordinator if you don't want to. Now, personally, I'd fire Sean McDermott today and go say, Ben Johnson, here's the bag. You tell me when to stop. That's what I would do. The Bills fire Sean McDermott. They could sit back in a fancy chair with their legs crossed and pick who the fuck their next coach is. So what are we selling for Sean McDermott for? His resume does not call for this. Sean McDermott ain't got no Super Bowls. He ain't never been to a Super Bowl as a head coach. I don't know what the fuck he does at DC. Don't care. Never been to a Super Bowl as a head coach. What are we? You're and some of them I mentioned, they're like, oh, but you know what? First of all, they have to learn all new schemes. The schemes that they run don't work. Number one. Number 2, like, oh, you might get worse. Listen, your glass half empty mentality on life is not my fucking fault, and I'm not interested in it. Because guess what? You could also get better. That's the point. People have been fired for less. Defending Sean McDermott is fucking insane. That is all. Go on. That is all.
Rant over.
Bravo. So I actually want to say something, Kev, about what was it? Sean McDermott, yeah, just like you said, you perfectly illustrate his playoff failure. It's just like you're right. They get walked up and down the field every single time. And this season, it's like, yeah, the offense kind of performed better. And so many people are like hyping up how good this offense was, but it was just like, would you rather run your offense through James Cook or Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs? And it's like they got so hyped up over James Cook. He had 2 touchdowns. How many? He had like what, 2 touchdowns? Or maybe it was more. I don't know. But it was like, I'd rather run it through Stephon Diggs, who coincidentally, since Ted Dorsey got fired, has he played? Like, I forget he's played.
Bro, he disappeared.
He disappeared because they don't throw the ball no more, or they don't throw the ball down the field no more, man.
Right.
Like, James Cook was like, their most prioritized player down the stretch.
People were like, "Oh, Diggs is running around so lazily, like he knows he's not getting the ball. Like the play is not ran for him." Which is kind of crazy because Diggs is probably one of the best route runners in the league. And but to Kev's point about them neutering Josh Allen for the rest of the season and ultimately turn him into a game manager, Josh Allen is what he is, right? And he has the most touchdowns in the past 4 seasons? They said 3-4 seasons, and the most interceptions. That's Brett Favre like, right? If, you're going to throw 30-some touchdowns, you're going to throw double-digit interceptions, right? If there is a season where you throw 40 and then you throw 6 interceptions, so what? So what? Because I've never really seen it translate to more wins. Like less interception means more wins. I've never seen that. Like I've seen guys throw double-digit interceptions and have 13 wins. I've seen guys throw double-digit interceptions
and I mean, like, sorry to cut you off, but real fast. People just look at the interception total and say, fuck context. And it's annoying because YouTube is right there. I'm not here to say Josh Allen's a good decision maker. That would be a lie. Okay? Like, we watched the game. That would be a lie. Go look at the interceptions he's on YouTube. Half of them just are like 3rd and 13 teams. And he's just like, and to me, it's admirable because he doesn't give a fuck about his interception numbers. He's like, oh, we got a shot to do something. This punt shit, like, all right, if he catches the ball, it's a punt anyway. I don't give a fuck. Like, if I have to take the interception, fine. But the way they throw PI flags, that's a thing. Or might catch the ball. Like, I'm not going to sit here and throw the ball to the back for 2 yards so I can say, oh, hey, I didn't throw a pick. I respect that. Good.
Yeah, but no, that's pretty much what it was. Like they just said, hey, because I remember the Jets game because I think they fired Dorsey after the Denver loss or something like that.
Yeah, they fired him right before the Jets game. Yeah,
bro, they kept talking up. I think it was Romo talking about how the new Josh Allen, the new play, but look at that intermediate throws and handing it off and tossing to your running back and not going downfield. This is the game plan. He kept the whole game. He kept talking about this is the game plan, and I'm like, so dink and dunk is the new Josh Allen, the guy with this big arm and immaculate body who can run. That's the new thing. And then when he loses games, like Kev said in the media, poor Josh Allen, he's snake bit. No, he's not snake bit. Like
the funniest thing about the whole like. And we've heard it every postseason. Oh, the Bills need to embrace the run. They need to play January football. All that fucking nonsense. You realize that the defenses want them to do that, right? Because guess what? James Cook is not as dangerous as Josh Allen is. James Cook's a nice player. I'm not saying that's disrespect to him. Every single play that James Cook gets the ball is a win for the defense. All of them. I don't give a fuck what he does with them. If he beats you, guess what you do? Tip the cap and you move on. If James Cook is the reason I go home, hey man, round of applause, man. You did it. Good for you. Every fucking play, and I get there's a balance here because again, taking decision making power from Josh Allen in a vacuum is not a bad thing. I understand that, but this whole they need to run the ball. Well, they did. They still fucking lost. And if you ask the Chiefs and you ask Steve Spagnuolo away from some microphones, like, hey man. When you see them run the ball, what do you feel? Glee is probably going to be the answer. Glee, happy. I feel great when they do that shit.
Yeah. Allen had more yards per carry and 2 touchdowns yesterday, and the longest run on the side of their side of the ball. Even Ty Johnson was better running the ball than James Cook yesterday.
And you know what the crazy thing is about? Oh, sorry. The crazy thing about Josh Allen is that you would think they would want him, like, to score because like his deep ball accuracy is probably some of the best. Like his arm talent alone, like nothing else. The only thing I'll say is better at the Mahomes is literally his pure arm strength because some of these throws like 70 yards off a rope, and it's like
Josh Allen might have the strongest arm ever. I don't think he's definitely
in that
conversation, dude.
He's up there with Elway. I think Elway was probably one of like the strongest arms.
Marino had a rocket.
Yeah, he had Favre.
Allen had a rocket. Favre had a rocket.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you want more of that instead of running through James Cook and Ty Johnson?
Because you know why football games running the ball and protecting it, Jude. That's what you do.
You know why, Jude? Because you can't be Lamar Jackson and be successful.
This was good.
Lamar Jackson, because I'm glad Kev made that comparison to Josh Allen, because that is like a 1A, 1B, right? Two guys who have big bodies, they can run, excited. Strong arm. So Lamar has a strong arm too. Of course, the conversation around Lamar was he has to win this game. Not only win this game, but Dan Orlovsky said he has to win a Super Bowl. Now,
for Day and them,
listen, you play to win the game. Thank you, Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. Lamar Jackson definitely has to play and win the Super Bowl to cement his legacy. But to Dan Orlovsky's point, he said, well, he doesn't have to win for black quarterbacks. You have Russell Wilson, you have Pat Mahomes, what's the other dude, Doug Williams. You know what I mean? You don't have to win because of those guys. But you have to win for guys that look like you or look like him. He has braids. He has braids. He doesn't have braids. He's black. Mm-hmm. What else? What else? Like, I'm trying to figure out, how else does Lamar Jackson look to you guys? Does he look like any other particular?
If you think I'm commenting on this, you're out of your fucking mind.
I'm just saying because I've seen people saying, "Well, that makes sense," and I'm like, "No, it doesn't. It doesn't, because we're not a monolith. We aren't cut from the same slab." But we are all considered to be black, especially in the NFL. Like, right? Black.
Right.
Russell Wilson, he may be mixed or whatever it is, he's black. You know what I mean? Pat Mahomes, we know he's biracial, he's black. You know what I mean? Doug Williams was probably 100% black. But there is no different. Like when McNabb went to the Super Bowl, McNabb didn't have to win for the chunky soup crowd, right? He didn't have to win for that. Cam, which black people did Cam Newton have to win for? I don't know, because when Cam went to the Super Bowl and he went out, I didn't hear anything about Cam has to win for a specific set of black people. But Lamar Jackson has to win from Nuck, Shaquille, and Daquan and them.
And
because he's from Florida. He has to win. Listen. I think I would respect it more if Dan said he got to win for the real niggas. I would have respected Dan more.
He said all of that. He said that without actually saying it. It was flying real close to that. Buddy.
It was like right here with Lank. It was right there with Lank. Like it was right there. Like, bro, the comparison though that you made, brilliant comparison, but that's where I think the racial stuff starts to come in, with the dog whistle parts to come in, because Josh Allen has to win as a white quarterback, and does
nobody.
Lamar.
And nobody gets the benefit of that more than they do.
And
nobody, bro.
Nobody.
And Lamar he got to do this. He got to win. He got to build the offense. He got to, He got to rebuild the locker room. He got to hand out the towels. He got to do this. He got to do whatever it takes. Josh Allen loses, like, oh man, that poor guy. Oh, he tried. Darn.
The funny thing about that is now, I mean, the NFL is moving more, like compared to like 10 years ago. A lot more black quarterbacks starting in the league right now. A lot more dude threat quarterbacks and everything.
Bro, so and the thing, like, Allen and Lamar do the same stuff. They get to the same result in different ways. Like, Lamar just Josh is just considerably fucking bigger. They do a lot of this, and he takes way more hits, which is the funny part. I always hear, "Oh, is Lamar's style sustainable?" Like, or Josh Allen, the one out there running into car accidents every game, and I don't hear shit about. He
doesn't slide. He doesn't slide.
To me, his style of play, there's an expiration date on that. I don't know when it's going to come. There's an expiration. You know how I know there's an expiration date? I watch Cam Newton. Yeah, when it fell apart for Cam Newton, that shit fell apart. And what was Cam Newton doing? The same shit Josh Allen's doing. Maybe Josh Allen's luckier. Maybe he's more durable. Maybe he'll do different things with his body. All of that is potentially true. But Josh Allen is a short yardage back. a goal line back, and he doesn't really get down with the sliding business. That's not his thing. He will take a hit. He does not care. Them shits add up.
Right. Right. But we don't get the same dialogue, don't get the same conversation. So the Ravens, rightfully so, they have the triple crown defense. They led in sacks, interceptions, and points. Triple crown defense.
I'm assuming
they dog walked the Texans. It was a slow start, but Lamar being Lamar, scored with his legs, scored with his arms, 4 touchdowns. First time in NFL history that a quarterback scored 2 touchdowns throwing, 2 touchdowns running. He's definitely already made his case and then some for MVP. I'm just tired of disingenuous conversation surrounding it because, and I want to point out something that was said today. Kevin made a comment about the whole Josh Allen thing, right? So of course I can tell you guys sometimes I tweet from the Middle School podcast, but mostly it's me tweeting from the Middle School podcast thing. And I said, well, the comparison to Mahomes, people always projecting and putting Josh Allen over Mahomes. Now, I don't know why people feel like they've been living under a rock for the past 3 seasons, but every network has said the best quarterback at one point in time is Josh Allen. If there's always been a conversation about Josh Allen being better than Pat Mahomes, please stop pretending like you've never seen or never heard anyone try to make Josh Allen better. They try to make Joe Burrow better than Pat Mahomes. They've always tried to make Allen or Burrow better than Pat Mahomes. And when I tweeted that Mahomes' resume is 6 straight AFC championships, 2 Super Bowls, MVPs, and I wonder why. Some fool jumps in the comments and says, "Oh, you're making it about race," and 2 black guys are the one who said it. And I was like, "When did I say anything about race?
Why ain't that some shit? Nobody said nothing about race. Ain't that some shit? Because guess what? Is there a racial element to it? Sure. I think that's kind of secondary here because I think there are certain black quarterbacks who are looked at in a different way than the Lamars. And I think you know what I'm saying. And I think you pick up what I'm putting down. So I'm not going to go further. Now, I will say this. People are just bored with Patrick. They do this with a lot of people. Now, granted, I don't remember them doing this with Brady.
Nope.
Now, that might be my bias talking because I hate that motherfucker. So, I freely will defer. If somebody else wants to correct me and point to me that where they did, fine. I don't remember them doing this with Tom Brady. I remember them doing it with Tiger Woods, though. I remember them doing it with Serena Williams. I remember them. There are quite a few examples where this stuff happened. Hell, they did it with LeBron a few times. They told us Kawhi is better. No offense to Kawhi, knock it off. They told us Steph Curry was better. At least he won some MVPs. Cool, but knock it off. We've seen this stuff. So, is there a racial element to it? I'm not going to sit here and tell you no. 99 out of 100. If you ask me if there's a racial element to insert thing here, I'm gonna be like either yes or maybe. I'm never gonna tell you no, because for the most part there is. Maybe it's possible for the most part. But people get bored. They want to move on to different shit. That's just how it goes. That's a big fucking part of this. Because they did this with Joe Burrow too, and it was like at least with Burrow, at least number one, he'd been to a bowl. Right. Number 2, in that game where they beat the Chiefs, he soundly outplayed Mahomes the second half of that game. There's no 2 ways around it. That happened, right? At least we have that. And in their games in totality, I think the Bengals 4-2 against them. At least if I squint hard enough, I could. All right, you want to latch on to that? Go ahead. I think it's ridiculous because you have one piece of evidence versus 100, but you want to hold on to it. Fine. All Allen does is lose to them. That's all he does. No MVPs, no Super Bowls, no Super Bowl appearances, no bitches, no hope, no nothing. What is it hold up to?
And the narrative surrounding Lamar is the must win. He has to do this. His legacy is intact. So Josh Allen, who's played 10 playoff games and has gone 500, his legacy is not on the line if he loses to Pat Mahomes. It's not. It's no
most of them will tell you that Josh Allen's better than Lamar Jackson, but then hold Lamar to a higher standard. What planet does that make sense on? What planet does that make sense on?
It doesn't make sense. So to Dan hold on, Drew. To the Dan Orlovskis of the world, to the Stephon K's of the world, S. Kelly. Shout out to you in the Discord. I watched the episode. I don't know why you told him to do that. Like, the dumbest shit ever. I watched that. I was like, yo, why the fuck would you tell him to call you SK?
Side note, real fast. Joel Embiid has 70 points. Okay.
Wow. 70 points.
Yeah, he's destroying the Spurs, killing them.
Yep.
But to these guys, there's nothing Lamar can do to cement his legacy, because even if he were to go out and win the Super Bowl, he has to win it in a way. First of all, he has to be Super Bowl MVP. He can't. It can't go to Gus Abrams, Justice Hill. It can't go to Odell Beckham Jr. or Zay Jones. It can't go to anybody on defense. He has to do it. He has to be the unparalleled, convincingly best player on the field for people to even consider saying anything positive about him. You know what I mean? The bar for him is here. He has to work twice as hard and do twice as much.
Boy, that sounds familiar as hell, don't it?
Sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
Don't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we keep getting to these conversations, and the weekend just proves there's a difference. There's a bias. Now, if it's a racial bias, it's not coming from us. It's not coming from Kev. It's not coming from Jude. It's coming from other people in the media. It may be coming from the league, but it's not us. Because Lamar Jackson don't have to win for me. He don't gotta win for me. Now, do we have to win for Nuck Nuck, Shaquan and them?
The end down part gets me every time. Shaquan and Little Day A&M.
Little Day, he may have to win for them. And the only reason why he may have to win for them, because when those kids look in the mirror and they got braids and they got grills and they talk a certain way, yes, it fucking matters. It fucking matters. But does he have to do that for them and Dan Orlovsky and all? No, he doesn't. No, the fuck he does not. For Nick Wright and all of no, he does not. He does not. Because you're always going to grade him on a curve.
I have a couple of questions. Like with Lamar Jackson, there's a couple of things. One thing is I feel still it's like it's so weird with Lamar because like even compared to other black quarterbacks, like we talk about guys like Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott a lot more, and probably in Jalen Hurts' case, a lot more in the positive mindset than we do with Lamar Jackson. Like sometimes you forget Lamar Jackson's even in the league on sometimes because it's like they just don't talk about him.
The Jalen Hurts coverage is really weird, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like nobody talks about it, but like he's kind of Teflon in a way that's extremely weird, and I can't put my finger on why. Because, bro, they were 10-1, and I want to say they finished the regular season 11-6. Am I making it up? I feel like and then they got obliterated by a bullshit team in the playoffs. And we're talking about the coach, we're talking about the GM, we're talking about the offensive coordinator, and we're not talking about the quarterback. And listen, there's a reason that this has not come up on the show until now. Because the black man not getting as much criticism as he should, I'm going to shut the fuck up about that personally. And you want to talk about racial bias? Is that racial bias? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what? I said it. I own my own fucking bias. It's about time a black person gets too little criticism instead of the fucking opposite. To me. So if Shamar Moore-Face wants to keep skating by with little to no criticism, fine by me. Like I don't have to be part of it one way or the other. I don't gotta say nothing. Well, just it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's like Lamar Jackson. It's like compared to even other black quarterbacks, he's out of crazy high standard. And I think another part of it is that for some years it feels like Lamar Jackson's missed like a couple of games here and there, like maybe 3 or 4, and Josh Allen has somehow never missed. Actually, has he missed a game?
I don't think he's missed a start, man. Or maybe if he has this like one, maybe like 5 years ago, like he hasn't missed a start in a while. Put it that way.
Yeah, so it's like Josh Allen's like weirdly Teflon in a physical sense, but like a mental sense as well, because it's like. So I think that's part of the reason why the bias is covered. I mean, I hope Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes put on the show. I don't feel one way or another about Lamar Jackson. I like him. He's a cool guy, cool dude. I'm not sure about the whole Daquan and them stuff. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure
I'm not sure about the whole Daquan and them stuff.
Yeah.
No, listen, Drew. The funny thing about that, the representation thing, I get it. I totally get it. I just don't get it come from. I just don't get it come from him. Because like when Allen Iverson made it to the NBA and made it to the finals, the key thing was a lot of people said they saw themselves in him. Me personally, I didn't, because I didn't have braids and I didn't have tattoos. Right? I didn't wear arm sleeves,
and I can't play basketball.
Right. Also, I'm not. Yeah, but he was a lot for a lot of people. But that is a burden to carry. Michael Jordan, who was the face of the league for the whole of the 90s, Jordan wasn't the representation of black people. Did anyone ever hear that? Michael Jordan was a representation of black people? You know who they do say is? LeBron James. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why LeBron James is this representation and Michael Jordan wasn't. Because LeBron
didn't say Republicans, so
right. LeBron didn't shy away and say, "Hey, I'm not going to speak on social injustice. I'm not going to be quiet about certain things. I'm going to, use my influence and speak up. I'm going to open schools." He threw his hat in the ring. Jordan didn't throw his hat in the ring. Jordan didn't ever face that type of scrutiny.
Right.
Never faced that type of scrutiny. So the guy, there's always two type of black athletes: the ones that represent us. Us, and I say us loosely because again, we're not a monolith, but the ones that represent us who, he eats hot Cheetos, or his mom braided his hair before the game. Like, all right, cool. Like if you ever have braids in your hair, your mom did, your sister, your auntie, okay, cool. You feel included in that shit. You're not a fucking NBA player though. You didn't go to Georgetown and all that stuff. Right. But those are the issues that I have. Like Lamar Jackson has to represent himself, his family, and if he wants to represent wherever he's from Florida, that's fine too. That's all well and good. But this whole he has to win it, no, he doesn't. Because if he does win it, you guys are going to find another reason or something else to to say about him. So moving on. The most interesting storyline left with these last four teams. Conspiracy theory aside, we all know that Aaron Rodgers got you guys riled up because of the color scheme from that tweet. You know what I mean? That's been circulating. Oh, this is coincidence. You guys are colorblind, by the way. Let me also give you guys a stat. Men are more traditionally colorblind than women. So for those who were saying that the Eagles, what was the Eagles? Eagles, what was it? Eagles Chiefs. That's not green. That's teal. It's not green. So, but take that into consideration. Okay, men are mostly more colorblind than women, and that's not green. That was teal. But conspiracy theories aside, people have San Francisco and the Ravens locks to go to the Super Bowl. But interesting storyline left. The most interesting storyline. Jude, what are the most interesting storylines left in the playoffs?
Mahomes versus Jackson, easy. That to me is the storyline because I feel like that could be the Super Bowl, to be honest. I know the Niners look kind of shaky versus Green Bay and the Lions. I mean, it's hard to really trust them quite yet. I know it's very helmet watching and everything, but I can't really trust them in a big spot. I'm sure Kev would be eager to tell you why it rhymes a goof, and that's why. Jared Goff. I was trying to make a
Goff doesn't rhyme with goof, buddy. What was that?
I meant like Jared Goof. Some people call him Jared Goof.
That would have made sense, Jared Goof.
We clipping that for the people.
Jude, did you not read Cat in the Hat growing up?
I read Cat in the Hat. I promise. Sometimes words come out of my mouth before I think them through. So that's what happened. I just spouted some stuff and I didn't really think it through because I was just so excited to get back. But yeah, it's Mahomes versus Jackson. That's the easy storyline. NFC. Niners, like I said, Niners look shaky versus Green Bay. Brock Purdy, you can't really trust Brock Purdy. Lions, I mean, you can't trust their quarterback either. I feel like whoever wins the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl. I'm really, really, really excited for Chiefs versus. I feel like that's the matchup that we should have had many, many years ago.
Chiefs versus who? Niners?
Chiefs versus Ravens.
Ravens? But that's not Super Bowl, though. That's AFC Championship. Who cares?
No. He said Mahomes Jackson is the storyline, so he won.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the matchup we should continually be having for the foreseeable future instead of Mahomes versus Allen, because at least Jackson's won a game.
Yeah, I think the reason why we didn't have that story, because I remember telling Kev I felt like Lamar Jackson's trajectory was going to be close to Patrick Mahomes. I take that back.
I think he can still get there. It's just he got a hell of a lot of work to do.
He got a lot of work.
He could still get there, but like trying to say he's on Mahomes' tier now is stupid. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. But no, when I'm thinking storyline, I'm thinking about individual teams. So the Detroit Lions is the most interesting storyline left in this whole entire playoffs.
It's the most wait to get my hate off my chest. But go ahead, man.
Because I for one am on record making fun of Dan Campbell in his press conference on this show about biting kneecaps.
We all got our shots
like
off.
that.
We all
thought, bro, I know for a fact we was like, this guy is going to crash and burn. And he is a game away from winning the Super Bowl. So that to me is the most interesting storyline left. San Francisco, there's no storyline that's interesting other than the rare chance that Nick Bosa may beat up a black person at the Super Bowl parade if they go.
Can't have that.
They asked Nick Bosa. They said, Bosa, you gonna have some beers after this? Like beers.
I know one thing: if Lamar Jackson's in the Super Bowl versus the Ravens, Nick Bosa,
he's gonna have 3 sacks. Yo, Nick Bosa hasn't had a quiet playoffs, but hold on, bro. Just wait for it. You get the Super Bowl with the Ravens, he might have 5 sacks.
He might go crazy.
He might go nuts. Pat Mahomes' legacy, if he goes and with this team and wins, bro, it's Steph Curry like, bro. If he goes with this team and wins, or LeBron, whoever we want to compare him to, which would be mostly LeBron the Cavs. If he goes to the Super Bowl and wins, or gives them, or even a close game, it's like crazy because this team is not supposed to be in the Super Bowl. And of course, the Lamar Jackson, his storyline, winning for the hood, bro. Winning for the 305 in Mayo. Those are those. But if I was ranking them, Jude, you'll get it one day. Listen to some Flow Rider, Rick Ross. You'll get it in Mayo. You'll get it. It's all right, man. It's all right. That's what we're here for. Kev, most interesting storylines left.
All right. So Lamar to me is the most interesting storyline because, well, the obvious. I don't feel like I need to belabor the point here. Racism was why this guy was drafted 32nd. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. That's why he was 32 overall. Hey, we don't know if he could handle pro style offense. Meanwhile, he played in one in college, but that's neither here nor there, right? Okay. People were telling this man to go play wide receiver. This, that,
and he did,
right?
And he did.
Right. People go, yeah. So like he coming from that and beating all of those odds and getting to where he's gotten to, where he legitimately is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and he can cement his status amongst like the best of the best if he goes out there and he wins a Super Bowl. That to me is the most interesting storyline left. Now, second to me is the Chiefs, because all they've done is win. They somehow managed to pull off a third with this fucking listen, you pull off 2 Super Bowls straight with Boo Boo Smith-Schuster and Rashay and a rookie, a second round rookie as like your main wide receivers. What is left to say? That to me is fascinating, even with the fucking Taylor Swift dynamic, which whatever. Third to me is the Lions, simply because the Niners really have nothing to point to. There's really nothing there outside. Like, they're a really good team. That's it. Now, I will say this about the Lions. How many times are we going to be beat to death with the fact that they used to be losers? Like, what? All right, listen.
A lot.
I'm not here to say that people shouldn't empathize with them, sympathize, whatever word you want to use. Do you? Fine. All I'm saying is them turning around that team as quickly as they did, to me, I'm speaking for me, is way more interesting than, they showed up to the Silverdome with brown paper bags on their head in 1992 during a 1-15 season. I don't give a like. How many times are you going to tell us this? Because really, what it comes down to, and I fully admit, when it comes to these kind of stories, when we talk about historic losing franchises turning it around, I'm a curmudgeon. Like, I will gladly say it. I'll put it on Front Street. I'm a curmudgeon. You know why? Because we are feeling empathy and sympathy for people who actively opt into the same team week after week, day after day, year after year. They opt to keep having the email sent to them. They opt to keep the package. They opt to keep watching the games week after week after week when nobody is requiring this. Nobody is requiring you to root for losers. Nobody's requiring you to do that for 30 fucking years. Nobody's required. Why are you feeling sorry for? And sports is the only shit we do this with. Somebody, your homeboy hit you up talking about this girl he dating, and they do this for 10 years, and all he does is complain about the shit that she fucking doesn't do. At some point, you're gonna be like, motherfucker, are you gonna leave or not? Stop fucking beating me over the head with this shit. I do not care. Are you going to leave or not? We only do this shit with sports teams. I feel so bad for Lions fans. Why? They made the choice. Why? They made the choice to watch this team every single fucking week, despite it being a dead end every single fucking week. Now, if you want to say it's good for them that they won, to me, that's framing it differently. Fine, be happy for them. I don't give a fuck. The empty, like, oh, you gotta feel so great for Lions fans. I feel bad for them. Why? They opted into this. They could have opted out at any point. And they said, hey, keep the emails coming. Yes, they're dark. Yes, they're bad. Yes, they make me sad. I want more of them. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for these people who do shit that they can control? Fuck out of here. Anyway, go ahead, Drew.
I do want to say something. It's so funny you bring that up because it ties into another point I want to make super quickly. During the end of the game, when the Lions were kneeling super quickly, Mike Tirico is super control freak when it comes to the clock and how much time's left and all that stuff. Mike Tirico was waxing poetic about, oh my God, the Lions are back. They haven't won so many games. They're back. They used to lose, and it's like you don't see Jared Goff kneeling with 20 seconds left on the play clock, and Todd Bowles sitting on a timeout. He spent the entire 2 minutes, and it's like no one else notices this, and that's because they were talking about the Lions being losers.
That's his job. The Lions story is a big part of this because we like to glorify losers turn winners. That's what we do.
And you didn't even notice the clock management problem. That's
what we do. That's
how big that storyline was. Bro, they didn't even know it's a big clock management thing. That's crazy. That is insane.
I've noticed this whole weekend they've been kneeling like it's the NBA, the last 30 seconds of the game, and the coaches walking on the floor. They've been doing that a lot. Normally you get down to maybe sub 20, 15 seconds or the 30-second runoff. They haven't done that. That game and the Chiefs the Chiefs game, I think they were kneeling down with a minute and change. They're like, yeah, we're done. It's done. I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember guys used to try to swat the ball at the center's hand and dive on the ball and stuff like that. Guys really trying to make something shake. They have not been doing that this week. They're like, oh, you're done. Let's shake hands. We're out of here, bro. When I saw that shit, I was like, oh shoot. It was third and 12, and they kneeled down and had a timeout.
And they had 30 seconds left.
And Ty could have been like, oh shoot, timeout. We still got a shot. Nah, bro, they were done. They're like, we tried. He says one of those things it would have made a difference. Hey, bro, I feel you. Sometimes I'm playing the video game.
Boy, I am shocked that Todd Bowles wasn't aware of what's going on. Boy, buddy, I am shocked. Can't believe that. You don't say. Wow,
bro. But listen, the Lions are they beating a dead horse? Yes, of course. But this is what you're supposed to do. When you've been bad for so long and people have been talking how bad you've been for so long, this is what they do. Oh my God, you guys are finally good. It's like when you walk in, if you for me, and I'll personalize it. I was a kid in school, younger, junior high school. I wasn't getting haircuts. I was not getting haircuts. I had the worst haircuts. Bro, you can laugh this shit up. I'm telling you, I was not getting haircuts. If I showed you my 8th grade graduation picture, you'd be like, what the fuck? I was not getting haircuts. So when I walked in with a haircut, my God, the attention now, oh, Drew got a haircut. Whoa, my goodness. Yo, bro, I didn't have new sneakers. I wore sneakers, so I had the hole in the bottom. When I walked in with new sneakers, yo, Drew got that, he got new sneakers. Oh, what you got? Bro, that's what it is, bro. It maybe didn't last the whole week, but it did last that day. So I think for the Lions is just, man, listen, I just think for the Lions, what it is, 0-16 in the franchise, the whole Matt Stafford thing hanging over their head, him winning the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Detroit being a hard luck, run down fucking city, bro. Like we're talking about Detroit. Like I've never been, but the stories I've heard, Detroit is
none of them are flattering. Yep.
Terrible. Like they're just now trying to get shit back. Like Detroit is terrible. Matter of fact, there was a song by these dudes who were talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, and at the end of the song they say, "We're not Detroit." Bro, that's how bad. And they were talking about how Cleveland is.
That's from Cleveland. But go ahead.
You know what I mean? And they're like, we're not Detroit. Like, Detroit is even worse than this shit. Like, that's how bad Detroit has been as a city. You know what I mean? The Red Wings time is gone. You know, the Pistons won, 2004? The Tigers haven't won the World Series in how long? Like, and they're a football city.
All of that, again, all that's cool. And there are certain topics that I will gladly be the fun police. I'll gladly. There are not many of them because I just like to be. And let me be clear, this has nothing to do with the fans themselves. Like, I'm not here to say anything about them. Live it up, because you don't get to see this often, and you don't know when you're going to get to see it again. So understood. All I'm saying is it's insane, and I get it. Like, sports fandom is not normal with regards to a lot of the shit we talk about, how we talk about. I get that, but it's insane behavior to look at these people who are renewing their subscription to the Lions every single week and be like, I feel bad for them. That's insane. They doing it voluntarily. That's insane. Yeah. What are we doing? They choose to align themselves with losers. Up until the recent whatever years, they actively make a choice to continue to align themselves with losers. And I feel like I could talk like this with my chest puffed out because I have stopped aligning myself with losers. So I can say whatever the fuck I want in this regard, because you can't look at me and be like, oh, well, you're aligning yourself. Nope, no, I'm not anymore. I'm not.
Wow.
But also, like, I wouldn't expect nobody to feel no fucking sympathy for me either. Because I signed up to be a Jets fan like a moron for 25 years. Okay? So feel sympathy for me for what? Like, I kept renewing my subscription week in and week out, watching all that bad fucking football, the stupid decisions the GM was making, the owner being the dickhead, on down the list. I actively subscribed to this and kept resubscribing every week. I kept re-upping my emotional investment in the Jets week in, week out, year after year, decade after decade. That's my stupid fucking choice. What the fuck would I expect somebody to feel bad for me for? I feel so bad for them. They have seen no winning. Oh, whose fault is that? They chose this. Nobody coming to these people's house on Sunday with a gun today. Like, yo, you know what? You gotta watch Scott Mitchell today. You gotta watch Kenny Galladay run lazy routes. You gotta watch Drake Bell or whoever the fuck their running back was in the side. You gotta watch Drake Bell, or you gotta watch this. Nobody's fucking forcing people to watch that shit. To feel bad for them. I need Brock Purdy to be Joe Montana this weekend. Because let me tell you, if the Lions face the Ravens, the storyline about it's going to be all about Detroit this and Detroit that, and Detroit won pride, and they have never seen winning since this and that and the third. And then if it's Detroit and KC, we got the worst of both worlds. And I love Mahomes. Fine. We'll never actively root against Taylor Swift shit. We got Taylor Swift versus the band of former losers. I would want to shoot my ears off by
Taylor Swift versus Eminem.
That's what we got. Taylor Swift versus Eminem.
Halftime show. Taylor Swift and Eminem collab. It could be happening. Can you imagine that happening to Taylor Swift?
Yo, if the Lions win, Eminem is about to write the worst team song.
Andrew, thank you for helping me justify my hate. Thank you. That one, I didn't even think of that. And honestly, I could have said that one sentence and left off the rest of the 28 that I said about the anti-Detroit sentiment, because nobody has time for Detroit to write Eminem to write the worst song you have ever heard in your black ass life. Nobody got time for that shit.
Caution. The Lions win.
Eminem hasn't made a song. Eminem hasn't.
Swiftly. The Swifties.
Yeah, get to the
damn. Oh, this is good. Case is gross. This is good.
No, it's a good imitation. Yes, it's not good though. No,
it's not this good.
It's the moment you all been waiting for. Pull up a seat and get off your feet for Jude's Grooves.
I can't play the whole thing because we get copyright notices when I play the whole thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, not copyright strikes, but copyright notices. Shout out to YouTube. Jude's Grooves, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, here we go. Kev sent this to me. Killer. Yo, I won't kiss her, maybe hug her, but I don't even like her. I might get it, hit it, split it, but yo, I'll never wife her. I rowdy pipe her. Well, when she can't decipher, what? Love from fucking, no fussing, buzzing, she out my cipher. Ah, come through in the Viper. God damn, I might wear white Nike her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's straight, but get it straight. Underestimate. I might just dike her. You fight and fuss, wanna bite her. Damn. Lock your girl down just like Rikers. I gotta do that once. I hate your shit. Damn. Bitch a lifer. Forever. Do wanna write her. Email, text, and type her. You're a gunner. I'm a gunner. Baby girl. Sniper. Roll the blunts up, ma. I'ma get the lighter. I'ma have you squirting for certain. Yeah, bring a diaper. Mike Lemonade. I'm a fucking renegade. Handguns, hand grenades. Meet me at center stage. Baby boy, go hire a squadron. My crib got more poles than the fire department. Cookies with some apple juice. Lady, I ain't mad at you. Cookies with some apple juice. Lady, I ain't mad at you. Lady, cookies with some apple juice. I ain't mad at you. Cookies with some apple juice. I like cookies with some apple juice. Cherry G, apple coops. No hassle. Hit him with a gavel. Asshole. My hole. Staff will shoot. What could the bastard do? Nothing. They run. We run this town. We'll run you down. They laugh at you. Damn, no. Look at mommy shaking her derriere. You have a merry year. Where you want to go? Everywhere? Let me hear. I'm talking Vegas. I don't do them teddy bears. Nope. But I do the fushlets. Pre-ejaculation to get my dick wet. No homo. I'm trying to get your lips wet. Doggy style, facial, huh? Welcome to Dipset. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is crazy. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's your boy Jude, man. It's your boy Cameron, bro. It's your boy again.
Oh god.
Yo, I think how many Cameron songs have he done already? Like 4.
This one we did wet wipes, we did cookies and apple juice, we did suck it or not.
Suck it or not. Something else. Oh, hey, was it Hey Ma?
I don't know. I don't think if we did Hey Ma, I wasn't here for that. I think it might be 3. But,
yo,
oh
cookies
god,
and some apple juice.
That's great.
Appreciate
I have
you,
no
Jude.
idea what that fucking chorus got to do with anything. But anyways,
bro, I did not know what that chorus was about when it dropped. I was just like, all right, man, this is a guy who keeps the computers puting. So I was like, hey, I'm rolling with it, bro.
Boosters. Get shot at. Oh my god, do the shootings. Do the recruitment.
Yo.
I'm gonna have to have Jude read that one, man.
Bro. Cameron. If anything with Juice Groove, if it's a Cameron verse or a song, it definitely.
Shout out to my coworker, Cameron. Shout out to him.
Anyway, guys, it's the end of the show right now. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far into the program, make sure you're following us on TikTok at middle_initial_pod on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at MIPod69. Follow Kevin Lewis at KLEW24. And make sure you subscribe to the Underdog Fantasy Network and tune in to the only 2 teams that matter with Coley Mick, or the only teams that matter, I should say, with Coley Mick. And, of course, follow the infamous, the groovy one, Jude Truth. Any final comments before we head out?
Karl Anthony Towns also has 60 points, by the way.
Yeah, Jude, I can't hear you. So whatever you're saying, you're on mute. He's out of here. Karl Anthony Towns definitely has 60 points. He had 44 in the first half. ridiculous. When a night that on beat,
I need him to. I need him to get a 70 burger so we can say we had 2 70 burgers.
Bro, they're only up by 2, and so it's not impossible. They're up by 2 against all teams. He has 60. If they're up by 2, he's 20 for 31, 10 and 15 for 3. They're up by 2 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left. I will pray for overtime to see if he'll go for 80. He only has 1 foul because he doesn't play defense. So definitely.
No, the funny thing is Karl-Anthony Towns be fouling his ass off. This is like the one night he doesn't. That's the funny part.
Right. He may drop. Listen, I'll tune into this one real quick and see what's going on. Jude, you're back, and we can hear you now.
I'm back.
We can barely hear you.
Oh yeah, I'm doing my headphones on my other headphone side. The apple juice stuff. What the fuck is going on with the apple?
Yeah, we can't hear you. We'll do
Bye.
That.
Bye.
Do that.
Kick his ass out. Bye. Bye.
We'll do that next time.
Boot him.
Bye for now, and make sure if you want a chubby, grab a Dubby.